Hey everyone, and welcome back. So I got a couple of updates today, including a couple more titles for the upcoming Severin release, or sale rather, that's coming up another week. A couple new ones from Vinegar Syndrome, a couple new ones coming from Kino, and also something kind of cool that got announced. I don't know if it's going to mean anything or not, but definitely want to cover it. And before I get started on everything, I do want to mention that we did get a very mini update on The Hitcher, the upcoming 4K release of The Hitcher from Second Sight in the UK, and they did announce that next Wednesday, if I remember the date correctly, is we should actually get all the details, and also pre-orders should become available. So definitely have more details next week, but finally we are almost at the point where we can find out everything that's going to be on the upcoming 4K release of The Hitcher, which I'm definitely very excited about. So first up, we've got two upcoming 4K releases from Kino, both set for September 10th. And let's see, first one is from 1977, Zoltan, the Hound of Dracula. Will be in 4K, but SDR only, not HDR. We'll have a commentary track with film historian Lee Gambin and John Harrison, as well as Dracula's dog, a radio spot, as well as a theatrical trailer. And that will include a Blu-ray, again, Kino, so I'm going to assume any of their Blu-rays are going to be regionally locked. And the other one coming September 10th is a 4K with included Blu-ray of the movie Link from 1986, starring Elizabeth Shue. And that'll have a commentary track with film historian Lee Gambin, as well as film critic Jarek Gahan. Deleted work print scenes, an audio interview with director Richard Franklin, Jerry Goldsmith demo of the Link theme, which is awesome because I love Jerry Goldsmith, as well as theatrical trailers and a teaser. So yeah, a couple of interesting upcoming 4K releases from Kino. And moving right along, we'll get to Vinegar Syndrome. So obviously they have their big subscriber week going on right now. Last video where I talked about some of their releases already, but they have since released two more videos in some of their sub labels, and I think they have two more coming over the weekend, if I'm not mistaken, because there are a couple more days of the sale going on. First one is a new one in their cinematograph line. It's a 4K release of the movie Last Embrace from 1979, starring Roy Scheider, and it's one of Jonathan Demme's early films. So this will be a 4K release with included Blu-ray. Now the included Blu-ray will be regionally locked, and it also has a new audio commentary track with film historian Howard S. Berger and Steve Mitchell, The Labyrinth of Last Embrace, a new video essay by Sam Dean, archival interview with producer Michael Taylor, as well as the theatrical trailer. And of course that line is the one that has that sort of interesting packaging that luckily they are being consistent with, which is good. Almost looks like a small hardcover book in a way. The next one is one in their DeGauser video line, which is, of course, they're ones that usually have, I think they all are, at least up to this point, shot on video films. And this is the movie Blood Cult from 1985. It will be a region-free Blu-ray and will be newly transferred and restored from the earliest generational archival tape master. Brand new audio commentary track with producer Linda Lewis and author film historian John Woolley. Archival commentary track with director Christopher Lewis, musical director Ron Slane, and effects supervisor David Powell. Dog Days, a new interview with producer Linda Lewis. It's a Sizzle That Sells the Steak, a new interview with Bob Blair, VCI president and son of executive producer Bill F. Blair. Making Blood Cult, a 1-hour archival documentary from 2012. Archival interview with director Christopher Lewis, an archival interview with executive producer Bill F. Blair, The Appointment, an early short film produced by Bill F. Blair, plus multiple original video trailers. So let's see, this one is, I think I forgot to mention the price. It's $27.99 for this one, and Last Embrace is $39.99. And again, while the sale is going on, don't forget to check their daily deals because they tend to have a couple cool ones each day, pretty cheap. So there should be two more titles coming. Obviously, I'm probably not going to cover them in time, so just kind of keep checking. We should have a new VSA title from them on Saturday, and then on Sunday a new VSL line release, which is their Vinegar Syndrome Lab line. And again, this sale does end Sunday night. And now we move over to Severin, who have announced 3 more titles that will be up for pre-order in their upcoming release, which again is like a week from now. So I'm going to mention those real quick, but again, as I mentioned before, I'm going to actually go over into much more detail next week when the sale kind of goes up. But I do want to mention the titles real quick. So first up, a region-free Blu-ray of the movie A Dog Called Vengeance, which is getting its first, I believe, what's it say? First official North American disc release. Next up, getting a 4K and Blu-ray release is the movie 2020 Texas Gladiators, one of those Italian sort of like post-apocalyptic films. And that's actually going to be a 3-disc set. So it's going to be a 4K disc, a Blu-ray. Now, the Blu-ray will be region A locked, just a heads up on that, as well as the CD soundtrack. And then the final one, and I think this might be also the final announcement as far as titles go, is Dario Argento's Deep Cuts. It's a Blu-ray release, region-free. It's a 4-disc set, and it looks like it actually has, it's a couple different things that are taken from some of Dario Argento's made for Italian TV that he did back in 1973, and it's broken down by Door into Darkness Part 1 on Disc 1, Disc 2, Door into Darkness Part 2, Disc 3, Night Shift, Disc 4, Dario Argento's Nightmares, and I think that might be something from 1987, I think? I'm not sure, but a lot of the stuff is getting newly scanned transfers from the original 16mm negatives. Not all of them, I think at least 3 of the main features that are on this set. Now again, I'm going to cover this much more in detail once we get to next week with the sale. But definitely anything Argento that we're getting, especially some of the stuff which I don't even think I've seen, definitely exciting news for me. Much like my video last week, my stomach is growling because I haven't eaten yet. And the final thing I want to mention, which is definitely interesting news, probably the last one I actually covered at this point because I think it's actually got announced like a couple days ago, but director Dustin Ferguson, who directed Return of the Living Dead Part 3, actually found, it looks like a tape of the original first cut of the film, which is actually 8 minutes longer than even the uncut version of Return of the Living Dead Part 3. So he posted this: Return of the Living Dead 3 fans, we have acquired the lost first cut of Return of the Living Dead 3. It features almost 8 minutes of additional, never before seen footage not in the unrated version. No information exists anywhere about this. More details soon. Now, judging by the picture, I assume this is actually just a version on tape, and I don't know what the quality is going to be like. I also don't know, with first cuts, several things you have to take into consideration is the fact that it is probably going to look kind of rough. It may not have any like sound effects yet. It may also use temp music, which means I don't know, depending on the kind of temp music that they use. A lot of times temp music is just music that's used from other films as just filler until they actually do the actual music for the film, which would prohibit it actually getting any kind of release, even as an extra on a future release. I don't know, definitely a lot of questions here, but very curious just the same, and also kind of cool that even after all these years, you can still kind of find surprises, which, does keep me hope, even for other films that, you hope are kind of out there, including ones that, not just alternate cuts, but even ones that, some films that you even think might be lost, that maybe somewhere there's a print or a copy or something that could still exist. But either way, very, very cool news. Can't wait to see what this means. Maybe even a future release down the line. Maybe like a 4K release, and this will be like a nice extra on it or something. Who knows? We'll find out. Hopefully this isn't the only news that we get from this, so hopefully there'll be more soon. But that's it for this news video. Just a couple of very quick things today. But obviously, I'm going to cover more with the upcoming Severin sale. I think there's even going to be some couple other things coming up, I think. I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure there will be. And also, don't forget to just double check over the weekend, because I probably won't be able to cover it, whatever the 2 remaining Vinegar Syndrome sub-label releases are, if you have any interest in it. But at least go back and check kind of each day to see what's on sale. And hopefully now I can also start getting into a couple other videos. I'm not only doing these like news update videos, I actually want to do like, again, reviews, pickups, long overdue for pickups video, and other things like that. So hopefully I can get to some of that very, very soon, because I actually miss doing all those other videos. So let me know your thoughts on any of these. I can't wait to find out also what is coming up on that The Hitcher 4K, which we should find out next week. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.